Welcome to day 12 of the 30-day holiday video challenge. Today we're throwing it back to one of my older and more popular recipes from my blog, pumpkin caramel cream cheese cake roll. Hi there foodie friends, my name is Carly and welcome to my channel Adventures in Yum. Before we get into today's video, I have a passion for learning about creating and trying new foods, drinks, and especially desserts. If you want to join me on my yummy adventures, and especially during this challenge, then please make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so that you'll know when I upload new videos every week. Now, let's dive into today's video. First, we add pumpkin cake scraps approximately 3 cups or so to a large mixing bowl and crumble the sponge into crumbs. You can find this recipe in my Halloween dirt sheet cake video, which is linked in this video and in the description. We then add about a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of vanilla buttercream and thoroughly mix the cake and buttercream together. My American buttercream recipe is also linked in this video and in the description. You want the cake to hold together, so take a small ball of the cake mixture and press it into a disc shape in your hand. If the cake cracks or crumbles at all while doing this, you want to add more buttercream a little bit at a time. We're basically trying to make kind of like a cake pop dough here. Once our cake is the desired consistency, we place the cake mixture on a piece of parchment paper. We then place another piece of parchment paper on top and use a rolling pin to roll the cake into a large flat rectangle that's about a 1/4 inch thick. We remove the parchment paper and use a paring knife to cut a rectangle in the cake. We then remove the excess and set it aside to make either another cake roll or some cake pops or even cakesicles. Next, we add about a 1/2 cup of cream cheese frosting on top of the cake mixture. Using an offset spatula, we gently smooth the cream cheese frosting onto the pumpkin cake. We add more cream cheese frosting as we need and continue to smooth the frosting into an even layer until all of the cake dough is covered in frosting. My cream cheese frosting recipe is on my food blog and it's linked in the description below. Now, we gently fold one side of the cake to start the rolling portion of the cake roll process. We use the parchment paper to roll the cake until it is a tight spiral. We then place this onto a sheet pan and pop that into the freezer for about 15 minutes to let the cake and cream cheese frosting slightly harden. Before we finish this cake roll, if you're getting value out of this video, then please make sure to hit that like button, click subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified about my latest video. We then remove the cake from the freezer and cut a thin strip off of each end of the cake to give it a nice clean look. Using a piping bag filled with room temperature caramel, we pipe a thick drizzle of caramel on top of the cake roll. My salted caramel recipe video is linked in this video and in the description. Next, if you use a regular caramel like I did here and not salted caramel, we sprinkle a little bit of salt over the top of this caramel drizzle. And finally, we generously sprinkle chopped pecan pieces on top of the cake roll. We then place this in the freezer for at least 30 minutes to allow the cake roll to completely harden because it's a lot easier to cut nice, neat slices when it's very cold. Finally, we remove the cake roll from the freezer and use a sharp knife to cut even slices. Serve as is or with an additional sprinkle of chopped pecans. And of course, enjoy! You can also find this pumpkin caramel cream cheese cake roll on my website, adventuresinyum.net. The link is in the description below. Make sure to come back tomorrow for day 13 where we'll be making some super easy fall mug cakes. If you're interested in checking out some of the products that I used in this video, then please make sure to check out the video description below for their Amazon links. Thank you so much for joining me today, foodie friends. I'll see you next time for another yummy adventure.